Ready? Prayer first.
Not that I'm aware of.
First. Okay. Tonight will be silent. We ready? Yes, sir. Okay, the time is approximately 7 p.m. The July 11th, 2019 Farragut Board and Mayor and Alderman will now come to order. Okay, we'll first have a silent prayer tonight, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our country's flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next will be the agenda, and there are some changes to the agenda tonight. And we'll cover those whenever we get to them. And we have a, well,
So we're just adding an appointment to the stormwater.
stormwater.
So for a VC, change it from approval appointment to museum tourism and sign committees to museum tourism, sign committee, and stormwater committee. Okay, need a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, with the quorum, motion to adopt the agenda has been approved. Okay, tonight's report will concern two items, and I'll start off with the Independence Day Parade. I first want to thank Bud McKelvey and his public works staff for the great job that they did preparing the road edge all along the parade course. We had folks sitting and standing in areas that we've never had them before because the area was trimmed back and clean. And this group does a great job keeping our town looking good year-round. Next is kudos to Sue Stool and her Parks and Recreation staff for an unbelievable job of organizing and putting on a great show for all. I'm sure that spectators did not realize that she was faced with a last-minute issue due to the construction and not being able to use the high school parking lot to stage entries or to be able to use Stadium Drive to bring the parade down to Kingston Pike. The new revised staging area and the course route worked out great, and it was a good addition to our event. This was a great team effort from all of our staff. A big thanks to everyone involved. Also, I'd like to thank Steve Moore at American Boat Company and also Mastercraft Boats for supplying the board of Mayor and Alderman our transportation for the parade. Okay, next we'll see here. I will yield the floor to the Vice Mayor. Well, wait just a minute. Let me do the beautification awards.
Okay.
Okay. They'll be presented by Marty Rogers, the chairman of our Arts and Beautification Committee. Right there. So I guess y'all need to come down.
It's on, probably. Good evening. It's nice to see you gentlemen and ladies, and it's my pleasure to be here representing the committee, the Arts and Beautification Committee of the town, and I'd like for you to know that these ladies are among the volunteers on that committee, and Arlene is our capable person from staff that we count on all the time for her good help. It's my pleasure tonight, as the chair of the committee, to present the annual, this is the 16th year, for the Farragut Beautification Awards. So that you might know the criteria used to determine the winners, we do our best. All the winners are within the town limits of Farragut. We consider landscape design, selection of plant material, maintenance, first impression, and last impression. The Beautification Committee has chosen 7 winners for 2019. You'll see a short presentation of the winners, and following that we'll ask each representative present to come to the front to be individually honored and to receive the award from Mayor Williams. So you can look up here at the moment.
That's nice.
So we offer congratulations to the winners. In the category of commercial office building, the winner is Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union, located on Parkside Drive, and accepting that award is Joe Sexton. In the category of commercial retail building, the winner is Echelon Bicycles, located on West End Avenue, and accepting that award invited was Kelly Ham, who may or may not be here. We just the category residential entrance, the winner is the Cottages at Price Farm, located on McPhee Road. Accepting that award are a number of folks who are here, and we'd like for all of you to show yourselves. Dave Hammond, the Homeowners Association President, Martha Scheller, the Homemakers Vice President, and then very significantly and appropriately, the landscapers, Rick Benson, Beeb Benson, and Jean Corona. In the category of religious institution, the winner is Farragut Christian Church, located on Admiral Road. I may lack some names here. I hope that one of you might be Logan Bryant. Or we'll just call you Logan Bryant and friends. This is for the Christian Church. In the category of retail commercial complex, the winner is West End Center, located on West End Avenue, and Sam Mishu will be accepting that award.
Thank you, Sam.
A long time. Yeah. Nice. In the category multifamily residential complex, the winner is Autumn Care of Farragut, which is located on Heron Road. And I'm sorry that no one could be here to accept their award. The newest category for judging, hotel motel. The winner is Fairfield Inn on Campbell Lakes Drive, and the general manager, Trent Walker, is here to accept their award, your award. Speaking for a lot of us, we again offer congratulations and appreciation that you folks have done great jobs for our town. So now I'm going to call the name of the place, except you've already have all the pictures been taken now. My little cheat sheet indicated there'd be pictures now, but I think we accomplished that. So thank you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Marty, and thanks for the Arts and Beautification Committee for all that you do for our town.
Thank you all so much for your efforts.
I'll now yield the floor to the Vice Mayor for her report.
I just wanted to point out that we have several music events in town this month. Tonight, Drums Across the Smokies began, about 15 minutes ago at Farragut High School, hopefully, if the rain holds up. It features over 1,200 performers from across the United States. Hopefully, I plan on going if it's going on, so hopefully we can all finish this meeting quickly and head on over there. Shop Farragut is bringing Music Fest to West End Shopping Center. This is a 2-day event. It starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. And will feature country music the first night from 6 to 10, and Saturday music starts at 3. That will feature a lineup of blues bands. Try to say that 3 times fast. There will be plenty of food, drinks, shopping, and of course great music. And the Sounds of Summer concert series continues on Friday, July 19th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. located at the Pinnacle of Turkey Creek next to Men's Belk Store. And the Lawn Chair series is the next night, Saturday, July 20th, beginning at 5 p.m. at Founders Park. There's a lot of music events this month. It's a good time to get out and enjoy it. That's all I had.
Okay, Gary, thanks. Okay, next will be approval of minutes. Are there any changes to the posted June 27th, 2019 minutes? None.
There.
Has everyone had a chance to review these minutes?
Yes, sir.
Move
Okay.
to approve.
Okay, all in favor of approval by saying yes.
Yes.
Let the record show that the motion to approve the posted minutes has passed and will be recorded as official minutes of the June 27th, 2019 Farragut Board and Mayor and Alderman meeting. Okay, next will be business items. We have 3 business items to consider on tonight's agenda. First will be approval of Amendment 1 to the Memorandum of Understanding between the Town of Farragut and Knox County.
Thank you, Mayor. As the board recalls, last year we entered into a long-term lease agreement with Knox County for the purchase and renovation of the Faith Lutheran Church building, which is now underway, our future community center and Knox County's future West Knox Senior Center. As we got the bids back earlier, a couple months back from Denark Construction, the total amount of everything that we need to do to the inside of the building is, with architecture costs and everything else involved, was creeping up around $2.5 million. So as part of our budget process, we allocated additional dollars for that, but we have not come back and actually amended the contract with Knox County to allow for any additional dollars to be spent. After talking to the county and knowing that possible change orders may be coming up, we are proposing to the board and to the county commission to actually have the amended contract read $2.6 million. That would be if the contract went up to $2.6 million, an additional $50,000 that we would not have budgeted at this point that would come back to this body for the board to approve any kind of budget amendments for additional dollars to that. So what's before you tonight is to approve Amendment 1, which would increase the amount to $2.6 million for the overall contract, with us splitting those additional monies 50-50 with the county as before.
Okay, I will ask for a motion of approval for amendment.
To approve. Just one quick question. I understand that we're just changing that one line in that paragraph. I assume further, because I haven't pulled out the original one, it says someone in there 50, that there's a split of 50-50, correct?
Yes, ma'am, it does. Everything is split 50-50 for any kind of renovation cost above the $2 million, which
Okay.
is where we certainly are at.
Okay.
And yes, that's the only thing that's really changing is the difference between going from 2.25 million to 2.6 million.
Okay.
Any more discussion, anything?
No, sir.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Let the record show that the Amendment 1 to the Memorandum of Understanding between Town of Farragut and Knox County has been approved. Okay, next will be approval of the bid for the new 2019 Vermeer BC 1000 XL 74-12 brush chipper. And that will be Bud that will.
Good evening. The purpose of this agenda item is for the approval to purchase a 2019 Vermeer BC 1000 XL 12-inch brush chipper. The brush chipper that we have now is a 2004, and it's a 9-inch machine, and it's due for replacement this year. And just maintenance costs, some other unforeseen things that have happened to it here recently, and we would like to go from a 9-inch machine to a 12-inch machine. And the purpose for that is anything that's over 9 inches, we load in a dump truck and take it to Living Earth on Oak Ridge Highway, and we have to pay them by the ton to dispose of logs and things like that that will not go through the chipper. Anything that's put in the chipper, we reuse in mulch trails and around trees and stuff at the parks. And so we'd like to up that size to a 12-inch machine. The equipment that we've chose can be purchased through Sourcewell, which we've used before. And Sourcewell is a national bidding competition similar to what Tennessee does for Tennessee state bids, but they do it on a national level. And Vermeer is one of their dealers, and they will sell this to us without having to go to bid through Sourcewell for the purchase price of $36,683.
Okay,
I'm going to move for approval.
Second.
okay, discussion. Looks like that come in under budget as far as what the money we actually had budgeted for it.
Yeah, so I called when we're in the budget preparation cycle. I call around to try and find out, what these machines would cost us, and so basically Sourcewell gives us about an 18% discount off the cost, whatever options you have, and the machine. They give us about 18% off. But yes, this is under budget, the budget number that we have.
Great. Okay, any more? Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by saying yes.
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 Let the record show that the bid from Vermeer Heartland has been approved.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Just on a side note, the reason I was a little bit late coming down here, y'all were talking about spending money. They dug up for the bathrooms at the community center, and they found an 18-inch supply air duct under the concrete slab the other day. So that'll have to be completely redone. David doesn't even know about that, so it's a surprise to him too. So.
He thinks it's a safe
Chose
environment.
to give that news in a public meeting.
I think so.
Gee, thanks.
Okay, next will be the approval of appointment to the museum, tourism, sign committees, and the stormwater.
It's not as exciting as the community center stuff, but we have a couple of openings on various committees. And so our motion is to appoint Dot LaMarche to the Museum Committee, Jeannie Stowe to the Tourism Visitors Committee, and John Hoffman to the Sign Committee, and Jennifer Mayfield to the Stormwater Committee.
Okay, that sounds great.
I'm going to move to approve.
Second.
Okay, discussion? I think we
They're
pretty well
outstanding
covered it.
candidates. Yep.
Okay, let the record show that the appointments for a two-year term to Dot LaMarche on the Museum Committee, Jeannie Stowe on the Tourism Committee, John Hoffman on the Sign Committee, and then Jennifer will be also a two-year?
I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that.
Okay,
But it'll be at most a 2-year.
okay, great. Okay, tonight, ordinances, we have no ordinances to review on tonight's
Want to
agenda.
vote on it? Did we need to vote on that, or did we vote on?
I think you did.
Yeah.
Because he said let the record show.
Yeah.
All right.
Good, we forgot already. Okay.
Okay, there's no ordinances tonight, so we'll move on to citizens forum. Do we have,
I do have one speaker tonight. It's Ken Chipley at 11602 Gates Mill.
okay, Ken, have you had a chance to read the back of the agenda? You abide by that?
myself on 2 minutes.
Okay, great. Please state your name and address, and
Ken Chipley, 11602 Gates Mill Drive in Sweetbriar Subdivision, and I happen to be the president of the Sweetbriar Homeowners Association right now. I guess you all gave a copy of this. Sweetbriar residents recently noticed the real estate signs on the 4-acre green space lot, 11501 Ivy Chase, and on the last empty build lot at 11400 Glen Iris. We've discussed these lots and the drainage detention ponds facing Heron Road on several occasions over the last 18 months with the Planning Commission. I don't know that we've ever addressed this body, but we have talked to the Planning Commission. These are lingering properties associated with the McSpadden construction estate. We received word yesterday that someone had actually contacted the Town of Farragut office and was seriously trying to buy the open green space lot for residential development. This is platted on the recorded survey drawings as dedicated the dedicated 10% green space associated with Sweetbriar Units 4 and 5 developments. The listing also mentions 2 unattached properties that form the retention basin that faces Heron Road. It's not obvious how they could ever obtain a clear title to this property or get a building permit. However, stranger things have happened. In addition to the plats, the covenants signed by the McSpaddens for Unit 5 clearly state that a non-existent Sweetbriar Subdivision Unit 5 Homeowner Association would be granted ownership and responsibility for the green space and retention basin. Since the town has always had a requirement for a 10% green space for all developers, I hope that Town of Farragut will continue to uphold their end of this bargain for the 213 houses in the Sweetbriar subdivision. If that green space, open space requirement is eliminated here, you can be certain that every other future developer, or their heirs in this case, will want similar consideration. The existing voluntary Sweetbriar Homeowners Association represents all 5 units of the development. Since the developers never established the Sweetbriar Subdivision Unit 5 Homeowners Association, the existing Sweetbriar Homeowners Association might be a viable alternative to accept ownership of the green space. I will call a special meeting of our Sweetbriar Homeowners Association to have the members vote on such a thing if we want to do this. But I just wanted y'all to be aware before we went any further. And we're going to be with the Planning Commission next week to do the same thing.
Have you met with Mark Shipley at all?
It's twice,
Okay.
3 times.
And so do you have any more clarity after meeting with Mark?
I talked to him today, middle of the afternoon, and he had another inquiry yesterday, had one inquiry the day before, I think, from some potential buyer, and another one today. So they've had inquiries about it, so don't know how that's going to come out.
Okay.
We're just interested in how this, how to resolve this, but.
I understand. I just need clarity, so I'm just going to ask you questions because I'm curious. I see you mentioned 2 lots there. You have a really large lot. I guess it's a 4-acre green space on 11501 Ivy Chase, and then you have one on Glen Iris that's 11400. They back up to each other.
No, yes, sort of, yes.
They share a.
They share a very different. I've got
Yeah.
the drawings and plats with me here at the end of the meeting, if someone wants to look at them.
Well, oh yeah, I'm on
Okay.
KGIS, so that's
Okay.
kind of what I pull up. and I'm listening to, I know you're talking about 10% green space. I'm not sure how the measurements have been, or either of those lots even, I look at the large lot, it can't be divided and built on. Is it, I'm just asking. Can it be divided, subdivided, and then built on, and then the rest of it, and left to be a normal size lot, and then the rest of it left as open space? Is that?
The open space is the only one we're not concerned about the build lot. That was the Farragut Planning Commission put a stop work order on the build lot many years ago.
I vaguely remember that.
And
yeah.
so, to a certain extent, we've given up on that idea. That was to force him to do the development on the swimming pool and the tennis
Yeah.
courts and all
Yeah.
that stuff that's
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Never happened. So, I guess to some of us thinking we've given up. The build lot's theirs to do what they can with it. We are concerned about the 4-acre green space and the 2 retention ponds. You know, they really can't own a retention pond. So we don't know how this was going to play out, but we just wanted to let y'all to be aware of it.
Well, you can. I'm just giving you information here because I know that there's a lot. We just went through the Union Road. The property owners have a, what do you call that? An easement, permanent easement. It's their property, but there's a permanent easement for drainage. There's actually 2 drainage ponds on their detention basins, not drainage ponds, detention basins on their property. They're not developable. They're permanent. They're saddle ridges, and their property is part of Saddle Ridge subdivision. So it's possible, but that doesn't mean I'm agreeing with. I'm just informing you that there's a possibility there. I don't know. I have to look in this, and certainly I understand you had some concerns a few years ago, and I remember this coming to the Planning Commission then, and it was, we didn't know how we fit into, and I knew it was a big frustration for you. So
Still is.
yeah. So I'm certainly happy to talk to Mark to get a better understanding of what the issues are. So I'm better prepared for planning when you guys come to Planning Commission.
We'll be there next week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Anyone else? No one else. Okay, next will be the town administrator's report.
I have nothing to report tonight.
Nothing to report. And our attorney is not here tonight, so the time is approximately 7:26. And without objection, the July 11th, 2019 Board of Mayor and Aldermen is now adjourned.
So the sweetheart doesn't own those.
Not the